The truth is, for many years, I wandered through life like a ship without a compass, drifting farther from my true purpose. I was so immersed in the chaos of daily living that I ignored the quiet voice within me, the one whispering that I was meant for more. Then, one night, everything changed. In a single moment, the universe swept away everything I thought I needed, my sense of security, my connections, even my identity. The financial loss and public shame were heavy burdens, yes, but what pierced me deepest was the loneliness. The kind of loneliness that leaves you breathless, stripped bare of every mask and pretense. Have you ever faced a moment like that? A season of silence so profound that it forces you to confront the core of who you are. At first I resisted. I questioned why God would allow such an emptiness to consume me. Wasn't I supposed to be favored, chosen for something greater? Yet, as I sat in that void, the answer began to emerge. I realized that for those called to a divine purpose, loneliness is not a punishment, it is preparation. The Bible reminds us of this truth in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." It is in the stillness, in those seemingly unbearable moments of solitude, that God speaks the loudest. Could it be that your own seasons of isolation are not signs of abandonment, but invitations to awaken the power within you? I began to see that the emptiness was not meant to break me, but to mold me into something new. For the chosen ones, those called to walk a unique path, loneliness is far more than the absence of company. It is the soil in which transformation takes root. It is in solitude that you discover hidden reservoirs of strength, clarity, and purpose. As Isaiah 40:31 declares, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." If you are one of the chosen, you know this truth intimately. Isolation is not the end, it is the beginning. It is where your spirit becomes attuned to a higher frequency and your eyes open to dimensions of life that 80% of people never glimpse. Could it be that your loneliness is birthing extraordinary abilities within you, ones that will set you apart from the crowd? In the coming moments, I'll reveal the superpowers that chosen ones often discover during their periods of solitude. These are not ordinary skills, and they are rarely discussed, even among those who have walked the same path. Stay with me as we dive into the sacred mystery of what it truly means to be alone, yet empowered. Chosen ones, the superpowers you get from being alone, that make them different from 80% of people. The ice head, steely nerves and emotional control. Imagine stepping into a wilderness where there is no escape from yourself, a place barren of distraction, where silence becomes deafening and the echoes of your own thoughts refuse to fade. This is the landscape of solitude, where the chosen are forged. It is not a punishment, but a process, one that produces a rare and misunderstood gift, the ice head. For the chosen, this state of calm resilience often appears to outsiders as coldness, perhaps even insensitivity. But what if this serenity is not the absence of feeling, but the evidence of a soul that has endured a crucible of transformation? Beneath the surface lies a battlefield, a war waged in isolation, where the chosen confront their deepest fears, childhood insecurities, and the lingering pain of past failures. Have you ever wondered why solitude feels so uncomfortable? Could it be that this discomfort is the fire through which strength is forged? In the Bible, we see this pattern in the story of Jesus. In Matthew 4:1-11, Jesus spends 40 days and nights in the desert, alone without food or water, subjected to relentless temptations. The devil tempts him with power, wealth, and ease, things most people would eagerly grasp. But Jesus resists, not by fighting with outward aggression, but through unwavering self-control and faith. His solitude was not just a test, it was preparation for his divine mission. Does this not echo your own experiences in isolation, where external distractions are stripped away, and all that remains is the raw truth of who you are. For the chosen ones, solitude is their own spiritual desert. Here, they face not a visible adversary, but the whispers of fear, the weight of inadequacy, and the shame of past mistakes. Every painful memory re-emerges, amplified in the silence. Yet, this is where the transformation begins. Like gold refined in fire, the chosen are purified through each agonizing confrontation with themselves. Their darkest emotions are not buried but transmuted. Anger becomes compassion, frustration becomes patience, and fear becomes courage. Consider the image of a chosen one sitting alone in a room, staring at a blank wall. There are no distractions, no screens to scroll, no voices to comfort. Memories flood in, doubts grow louder, and the mind struggles to escape the harsh truths. This is when the real work begins. The chosen do not run from these emotions, they face them head-on. With each session of solitude, they train themselves like spiritual warriors to let emotions flow without clinging to them. They master the art of stillness, becoming rulers of their own inner kingdom. As Proverbs 16:32 says, "Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city." This discipline manifests in remarkable ways. When chaos erupts around them, the chosen remain unshaken. While others panic, they exude calm. In heated conflicts, they speak sparingly but with precision, their words cutting like a double-edged sword. How often have you witnessed such individuals, wondering how they maintain their peace? Could it be that they have unlocked a level of self-mastery few dare to seek? The chosen understand that not all battles are worth fighting. Their wisdom lies in restraint, in choosing silence over impulsive reaction, and in allowing the storms of life to pass without toppling their fortress. This icehead is not about detachment, it is survival. The chosen feel pain, but they refuse to be consumed by it. Like trees that bend under the wind but do not break, they adapt and stand firm. This superpower is rare. It enables the chosen to find peace, not a peace that avoids conflict, but one that thrives in its midst. It is a peace born of unseen struggles, countless tears shed in silence, and prayers whispered in the darkest hours. While others seek to control the world around them, the chosen focus on mastering themselves, understanding the truth of Proverbs 25:28. Like a city whose walls are broken through, is a person who lacks self-control. In solitude, the chosen ones emerge as alchemists of their souls, transforming the raw materials of their pain into wisdom, resilience, and strength. And as they walk through life, they carry this gift, a quiet but unshakable power that sets them apart from the 80% who never endure such trials. Could it be that this is the very strength God has been preparing in you all along? X-ray vision, seeing beyond appearances. Have you ever felt that you could see through a person's carefully crafted facade? Beyond their words and actions, you could sense their true emotions, intentions, and even the secrets they try so desperately to hide. For the chosen ones, this extraordinary gift of X-ray vision is not just a metaphor, but a profound spiritual ability. It is the power to see with the eyes of the soul, perceiving truths that remain invisible to others. This vision is not given freely. It is cultivated in the quiet moments of solitude when the distractions of the world fade away. During these times, the chosen become silent observers, sharpening their ability to discern what lies beneath the surface. While many are preoccupied with outward appearances, the chosen dive deeper, detecting the subtle cracks in the masks people wear. Have you ever considered what it would mean to truly see others as they are, stripped of pretense? Imagine standing in a crowded room, surrounded by laughter and conversation. Most people see only the surface, the polite smiles, the witty remarks, the seemingly confident postures. But to the chosen, this is merely a stage where masks are on full display. They perceive the hidden emotions, the quick flicker of pain in someone's eyes, the tension disguised by a smile. Their ability to read between the lines is almost like a sixth sense, warning them of dangers or revealing hidden truths. This gift of perception mirrors the spiritual insight demonstrated by Jesus. In Matthew 23:27, he confronts the Pharisees, calling them whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside but filled with decay within. Jesus was not deceived by their outward displays of piety or their eloquent words. He saw their hearts, exposing the hypocrisy they work so hard to conceal. Do you ever wonder how different your interactions would be if you could discern truth with such clarity? The chosen develop their X-ray vision through years of silent observation. Solitude becomes their training ground, allowing them to observe human behavior without distraction or bias. They notice the unsaid, the way someone's energy shifts when they lie, the tension in their body when they're uncomfortable, or the lightness in their tone when they speak from a place of authenticity. This spiritual vision isn't limited to people. It extends to environments. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed whether it was filled with warmth or hostility? For the chosen, this awareness is almost instinctual. They feel the weight of a space before anyone speaks, detecting whether it carries heaviness, lightness, tension, or peace. This sensitivity is not a burden but a shield, protecting them from harm and guiding them toward truth. Think about how valuable this gift is in a world where intentions are often masked and words can deceive. Yet, this ability is not without challenges. The chosen often see truths others prefer to ignore, truths that may lead to discomfort or isolation, but their vision is not about judgment, it is about wisdom. They understand, as Proverbs 4:7 teaches, that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Their deep perception allows them to navigate life with a sense of purpose and caution, avoiding traps and toxic relationships that could derail their mission. Picture this: a chosen one sits in silence, their gaze distant but focused. They are not merely looking at the world, they are studying it, reading the energy of their surroundings and the intentions of those nearby. They listen not only to words but to what is left unspoken, interpreting the subtle language of the soul. Imagine standing before someone who smiles, yet beneath that smile there lies a storm of resentment. To most, the smile would be accepted as a sign of friendliness or goodwill, but the chosen ones perceive a dissonance, a discord between what is said and what is truly felt. They notice the subtle shifts, the heaviness in the shoulders, the averted gaze, the uncomfortable pauses between words. To them, these clues are like puzzle pieces that form a larger picture, one that speaks louder than any spoken words. Have you ever wondered what lies hidden beneath the surface of someone's expression? What if the truth was always just a few layers beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed? This ability to see beyond appearances makes the chosen almost immune to the deceptions that others fall victim to. In a world where lies and manipulations often cloud the truth, the chosen ones possess a sharp vision that uncovers what others attempt to conceal. Nothing remains hidden for long before their discerning eyes. But where does this gift come from? The secret lies in the fact that the chosen have already faced their own inner demons, the shadows of their past, the darkness of their own hearts. In their solitude, they have wrestled with these fears and insecurities, and in doing so, they have gained an unparalleled understanding of human nature. Solitude is not merely a period of isolation for the chosen, it is a teacher, a mentor that trains them to observe the world around them with precision and discernment. This is not the kind of judgment that comes quickly or harshly, but rather the kind that allows them to see beyond the surface without jumping to conclusions. They know that the truth often resides in the deeper layers, hidden beneath the surface like a treasure waiting to be uncovered. This ability to wait, to watch, and to understand speaks to a rare form of inner strength, one that the chosen develop through patience and self-discipline. Think about the wisdom Jesus demonstrated when he encountered the Samaritan woman at the well, John 4:1-26. While others might have seen only the woman's social status or the circumstances of her life, Jesus saw beyond that. He discerned the pain in her heart and the struggles she had tried to hide, revealing truths she had long kept buried. He did not judge her for her past. Rather, he offered her understanding and grace. The woman was astonished, not just by his knowledge of her life, but by his ability to see her heart. Jesus' ability to look beyond the surface is a powerful example of the discerning eye that the chosen possess. The chosen, too, have this gift of perception. They can see not just what is said, but what is left unsaid. They feel the tension beneath the words, the weight carried in the silence. And it's not just in people they meet that this ability shines. It also enables them to connect with kindred spirits, souls who, like them, have walked a path of truth and depth. When two such souls meet, there is no need for elaborate introductions or lengthy conversations. There is an immediate bond, an unspoken recognition of authenticity. It is as though their energies align naturally, harmonizing without the need for excessive words or explanations. This heightened sensitivity is not limited to understanding others. It extends to a deep empathy and awareness of the world around them. The chosen can feel the emotional undercurrents that run through a room, sensing when someone is conflicted, even when their words suggest otherwise. They can detect the hidden pain behind a smile or the fear that hides behind a mask of bravery. In a world where most are lost in the surface-level noise of appearances, the chosen have the ability to perceive the truth of a person's soul, seeing them for who they truly are, not just for what they present to the world. Do you ever wonder how much we miss when we look only with our eyes? The chosen know that seeing is not just about looking, it's about feeling, perceiving, and understanding. They have developed an almost supernatural ability to read the subtleties of human interaction, to perceive energies and emotions that most people are unaware of. This gift of perception allows them to navigate the world more wisely, avoiding traps and toxic relationships while drawing closer to those who share their commitment to truth. As Jesus said in Matthew 7:16, "By their fruit you will recognize them." The chosen recognize the fruits of the Spirit in others, not just by their words, but by their energy, their actions, and the hidden depths of their soul. And in this way, they walk through life not just seeing the surface, but truly understanding the deeper realities that shape people's hearts and lives. Solitude, the sacred ground for sharpening the mind. In a world filled with insecurities, distractions, and the constant buzz of external noise, the chosen ones find solace in solitude. It is in these quiet moments, away from the chaos of the world, that they cultivate a sharp, focused, and decisive mind. This clarity becomes an internal compass, guiding them with precision through the complexities of life, making decisions that leave others in awe. What most fail to realize, however, is that this profound clarity is not an overnight phenomenon. It is not a gift granted at the snap of a finger, but the result of countless moments of introspection where the chosen are forced to confront the deepest corners of their thoughts and desires. Have you ever wondered how some individuals seem to possess an uncanny ability to see through the fog of confusion? How they always seem to know the right course of action, even when others are lost. The secret is in their moments of solitude, where clarity is forged in the quietest fires. Solitude is not simply a break from the world, For the chosen, it is a refining process, one that slowly polishes the mind like a rough diamond until it shines in its purest form. In the absence of external noise and distractions, they are able to strip away the clutter of everyday life, discovering the essence of their own thoughts and emotions. Silence, in this sense, becomes their greatest ally. It is in this sacred silence that the true nature of their minds emerges, unclouded by the distractions of the world. Imagine sitting in a room, utterly still, with only the sound of your own breath. At first, the mind fills this emptiness with a barrage of thoughts, worries, anxieties, regrets, and plans for the future. But over time, this mental noise begins to dissipate, like a storm that gradually quiets. The mind begins to organize itself, sifting through the mental chaos, and what once seemed like an overwhelming flood of thoughts transforms into clarity. This clarity, like a calm sea after a fierce storm, allows the chosen to see things as they truly are, unclouded by the emotional turmoil or fear that often distorts perception. Consider the story of Moses on Mount Sinai. Isolated from the noise of the people below, he stood alone, facing the divine presence of God. It was in this solitude, away from the distractions of the world, that Moses received the guidance he needed to lead the Israelites. The clarity he gained atop the mountain, where silence was his companion, became the foundation for his decisions that would shape the course of history. Just as Moses emerged from the mountaintop with a divine mandate, the chosen too find clarity in their times of silence, receiving wisdom that helps them navigate their own challenges. In these quiet moments, the chosen are not just passively waiting for inspiration. They are actively engaging in the process of sifting through the layers of their own minds, distinguishing between what is essential and what is irrelevant. This is not a quick or easy process. It requires patience, and it requires an openness to facing the truths that often lie hidden beneath the surface. Silence, for the chosen, becomes the stage where all truths are revealed. This relationship with silence is not one that the chosen fear. They learn to make peace with it, to embrace it, understanding that within the stillness, the answers to life's most pressing questions are often found. They realize that in the absence of external noise, they can hear the whispers of their own soul, and more importantly, the voice of wisdom that transcends the noise of the world. This sacred silence is where the chosen refine their decisions, sharpen their vision, and ultimately align themselves with the divine will. Jesus himself often sought solitude, withdrawing from the crowds to pray and find clarity. In Matthew 14:23 it says, "After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray." In these moments of solitary communion with God, Jesus received the strength and clarity necessary to fulfill his mission on earth. Similarly, the chosen find in solitude a space for personal revelation and divine guidance, gaining insights that are not available to those who are constantly distracted by the noise of the world. For the chosen, silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of truth. It is in this sacred space that they are able to align their hearts and minds with a deeper purpose, sharpening their perception and gaining the wisdom necessary to navigate the challenges of life. The chosen ones understand that the path to clarity is not through the noise of the world, but through the quiet reflection found only in solitude. It is in these moments when the distractions fade away that they find the strength to make decisions that others would never even consider. The unseen power of clear decision-making. In the stillness of solitude, there is no place left for the chosen to hide. Their intentions, fears, and insecurities come to the surface, and they must confront them head-on. Each decision is not made hastily or without thought, but is thoroughly examined and refined until only what is pure and true remains. In this space, the chosen develop a unique ability to make quick, almost instinctive decisions. Have you ever wondered how some people can act decisively in moments of uncertainty? How their choices seem to carry such weight, yet they make them with such calmness and assurance. This clarity is not a random gift, but a skill honed over time, a mental training that enables the chosen to cut through the clutter and see with precision. This hyper-clarity manifests in practical ways in the lives of the chosen. When they are faced with a complex situation, their minds don't wander through endless possibilities or get lost in doubt. Instead, they immediately discern the best course of action, like a sharp blade cutting through a dense fog. Their decision-making is not impulsive, but rooted in a deep understanding of themselves, their values, and their priorities. Imagine walking through a crowded room, overwhelmed by the noise, when one person stands out, unshaken, focused, and unwavering. That is the clarity of the chosen. Their decisions may seem unusual, even abrupt, to those who are not attuned to the depth of their clarity. To outsiders, these choices might appear risky or unconsidered, but to the chosen, each decision carries weight, and they have already weighed the consequences before making it. They do not allow themselves to be paralyzed by indecision or overwhelmed by the opinions of others. The world is filled with people frozen in hesitation, unsure of the next step. But the chosen are figures of action, moving swiftly and decisively because they have learned to trust their inner compass. How is it that they can remain so focused amidst so much distraction? The secret lies in solitude. Solitude, a space that many fear, is where the chosen refine their minds. Far from the noise of external opinions, they find the quiet to reassess their lives and their choices. They reflect, question, and analyze their decisions, ensuring that each one aligns with their core truth. In these solitary moments, they are not running from the world. They are engaging with it on a deeper level. They question their motives, their desires, and their fears, bringing clarity to the murky areas of their lives. Each decision made in solitude is an act of self-trust, a declaration that they know themselves and the path they must walk. Over time, this constant exercise in introspection builds an unshakable confidence. With each choice, their clarity sharpens, becoming almost supernatural in its precision. It is no longer just a thought process, it is an intuitive knowing, a clarity that transcends ordinary understanding. In the Bible, we see the example of David, who, while facing Goliath, made a decision that would change the course of history. While others hesitated, David's clarity of purpose and unwavering trust in his abilities allowed him to act decisively. He didn't hesitate, question, or overthink his actions. He simply moved forward, confident in what he knew to be true. His solitude, his time spent alone in the fields, prepared him for this moment. Similarly, the chosen ones learn to trust in the clarity that emerges from their own moments of solitude, understanding that it is in these quiet spaces that their most powerful decisions are made. The pain sensor, deep empathy that transcends the surface. One of the most powerful gifts of the chosen ones is the ability to feel the pain of others so deeply that it seems almost supernatural. It's as if they possess an invisible sensor, finely tuned to capture hidden emotions, unspoken sufferings, and fears. Emotions so deeply buried that many people themselves cannot even acknowledge them. Have you ever met someone who could sense your deepest pain without you ever saying a word? Someone who seems to understand the weight you carry, even when you've done your best to hide it. This rare gift of deep empathy is not merely the ability to feel for others. It is the power to feel as if their pain is your own. But how does such a profound ability develop? It doesn't arise by chance. It is the result of countless lonely moments, times when the chosen are forced to confront their own pain in solitude, stripped of distractions and comfort. In these raw, vulnerable moments, they learn to face the deepest aspects of their own suffering. It is here, in the solitude of their own heartache, that they cultivate a connection to human suffering that transcends individual experience. Through this process, they become true readers of souls, attuned to the unspoken sorrows and fears of others. The chosen ones don't just passively observe the world around them. While most people are preoccupied with their own challenges, the chosen ones can transcend this barrier. They are capable of seeing beyond the surface, feeling what others are unable or unwilling to express. It's as though the suffering of others becomes an extension of their own. They don't merely see someone's tears, they feel the weight that caused them. They don't just hear someone's pain, they absorb it, experiencing it with a depth that defies explanation. This heightened sensitivity is not without its burdens. To feel the pain of others so acutely can be overwhelming, like carrying a weight that doesn't belong to you. Yet, in this gift lies a unique kind of healing. The chosen ones are not simply passive receivers of others' pain, they are vessels for compassion. Their deep empathy allows them to offer comfort, understanding, and a silent strength that alleviates suffering without words. Think about the times when a simple presence has brought peace, when no words were needed, but the healing energy of empathy was enough to calm the storm. For the chosen, this is second nature. Their ability to feel the suffering of others invites them to bear these burdens with grace, even if invisibly. It's a silent calling to support those in pain, to walk beside them even when the road seems too dark. In the Bible, we see this reflected in the life of Jesus. He didn't just heal the sick and comfort the grieving, he felt their suffering on a deep, intimate level. He knew the hearts of those around him, what they feared, what they longed for, and he responded with compassion that transcended human understanding. Jesus didn't just heal the body, he healed the soul, offering his deep empathy as a balm for their pain. Similarly, the chosen ones are gifted with this unique ability to carry the burdens of others, not just through action, but through an understanding so deep that it often feels as though their very souls are intertwined with those they seek to help. It is in this powerful act of shared suffering that true healing begins, and in the process, the chosen ones find themselves transformed, their hearts expanded to contain not just their own pain, but the pain of the world around them. To understand the pain sensor of the chosen ones, one must first journey through the solitude that shapes them. In the silence of isolation, they're confronted with their own raw emotions, feelings too often numbed by the noise and distractions of everyday life. There are no external buffers to soften the sharp edges of sadness, fear, or anxiety. Instead, each emotion rises to the surface in its full intensity, demanding attention. Have you ever been alone with your thoughts in a way that feels almost suffocating, where there is no escape from the depths of your own mind? It is in these moments, when the distractions are stripped away, that the chosen learn to face their pain with unwavering honesty. Imagine being in a dark room where every corner hides a memory you would rather forget. Each piece of your history comes to life in the silence, forcing you to confront it once again. This intense self-reflection is not just a process of recognizing past wounds. It is the beginning of something deeper. The chosen must feel their pain fully, with no walls to hide behind, in order to understand the true nature of human suffering. It is in this deep dive into their own vulnerabilities that they discover a profound truth. Everyone carries their own wounds. This awareness opens the door to genuine empathy, for they recognize in others the same kinds of pain they have already faced in themselves. This empathy is not just a passive understanding, but an active spiritual antenna that is always on. When someone else is suffering, the chosen ones can feel it, not through words, but through subtle signals emitted by the person in pain. These signals are often invisible to most people. A lost gaze, a strained smile, a silence that speaks volumes. Have you ever looked at someone and known, without them saying a word, that something was wrong? The chosen ones experience this intuition constantly. To them, these signals are as clear as spoken words. They can feel the tension in someone's shoulders, the hesitation in their voice, and even the absence of light in their eyes. These are the clues that reveal the deeper emotional landscape that others often keep hidden. This rare ability to perceive what is unspoken is not just a gift, it is a profound responsibility. The chosen ones do not merely observe these signs, they internalize them, feeling the weight of others' suffering as if it were their own. It's as if, when looking at someone, the chosen can see straight through the layers of defense that others have carefully constructed, reaching straight to the heart of the pain. This rare ability brings an unusual kind of relief to those around them. People feel seen, understood and heard in ways they rarely experience. It is as if the chosen one is able to connect to a deeper part of their soul, offering a kind of empathy that transcends ordinary understanding. But this gift goes beyond simply feeling the pain of others. The true power of the chosen ones lies in their ability to transform this perception into wisdom and healing. In their solitude, they have learned to use this pain sensor as a compass, guiding their interactions with others. They intuitively know when to offer words of comfort, when to remain silent, and when simply being present is enough. The wisdom they have cultivated in solitude allows them to act as spiritual guides, offering support to those who need it most without even fully understanding why. People seek the chosen not just for advice, but for the quiet, invisible healing they offer. There is something deeply comforting in their presence, an understanding that goes beyond the surface. The chosen are not just confidants who listen without judgment, they are spiritual beacons of light in a world that often feels overshadowed by emotional darkness. In their presence, others feel safe to open up, to express their pain without fear of being misunderstood. And this is the true gift of the chosen ones. Their deep empathy, honed in solitude, becomes a source of healing and wisdom for those around them. It is in this way that the chosen, though often solitary, become pillars of support in the lives of others. The quiet wisdom they offer, born from their own pain, becomes a powerful force for transformation. Those who encounter the chosen are not only seen, they are healed. They find in the chosen a light that cuts through their emotional darkness, offering a path toward peace and understanding. And in this way, the chosen fulfill their purpose, to offer solace, guidance, and a deep, unwavering empathy that brings healing to a hurting world. The chosen ones possess a rare and extraordinary gift, a gift that transforms solitude into something sacred, powerful, and transformative. Where others see loneliness as a burden, they recognize it as a divine opportunity for spiritual growth. Solitude is their alchemical laboratory, a place where the lead of sadness and isolation is transmuted into the gold of wisdom, joy, and self-discovery. Imagine being in a room where nothing but silence surrounds you, and yet, in that silence, you can hear the whispers of your soul, calling you to reflect, to grow, and to understand the depths of your existence. This is the power of the chosen, the magic they find in what many would consider a void. For most, loneliness is an uncomfortable state, something to avoid or escape. People fill their time with distractions, seeking constant company, or burying themselves in the noise of the world. But the chosen ones have learned a profound truth. It is in the stillness of solitude that true growth happens. They see time spent alone not as an absence of life, but as a fertile ground for spiritual and emotional flourishing. While others dread the silence, the chosen embrace it. knowing that it holds the keys to self-awareness and deep connection to the divine. In these sacred moments, time becomes not a waiting game, but a treasure chest of possibilities. It is in solitude that they uncover insights, truths, and joys that remain hidden in the hustle of everyday life. To the chosen, every moment alone is like a personal spiritual retreat, even in the midst of their daily routine. Imagine retreating into the quiet spaces of your mind, where you can explore the deepest corners of your thoughts and emotions without interruption. This practice is not merely about being alone, it is about actively engaging with the silence. Solitude for them is not an empty void, but a portal to introspection. They know that the stillness holds within it the layers of life, layers often missed by those distracted by the external world. It is in this quiet space that the chosen see what others cannot, the subtle movements of their hearts, the hidden fears and desires, the forgotten aspirations that have yet to be realized. The chosen's alchemy is more than just acceptance of solitude. It is an active, purposeful transformation. They do not passively endure loneliness. They celebrate it as an opportunity for growth. Like the medieval alchemist laboring to turn lead into gold, the chosen ones work diligently to transform their solitude into wisdom and joy. In this process, they cultivate a deep dedication to introspection, prayer, and a connection with the divine. Think of the hermit, the ancient figure who retreats into isolation to find spiritual truth and deeper knowledge. While the chosen may not need physical isolation, they carry the hermit's mindset within them. They understand that true wealth is not found in material possessions or external recognition, but in the inner peace and wisdom they build from within. This is the true alchemy of the chosen ones, their ability to turn time spent alone into a journey of self-discovery, joy, and spiritual awakening. Where others see emptiness, they see potential. They are able to extract meaning from the most solitary of moments, turning each second into an opportunity for reflection and transformation. The quiet moments that others fear are where the chosen find their greatest treasures: hidden wisdom, divine insight, and a deeper connection with their purpose. Through this sacred alchemy, they not only refine themselves, but become beacons of wisdom and peace for those who cross their path. While many rush through life, caught up in the noise and distractions of the world, the chosen ones take a step back. They embrace solitude not as something to fear, but as an opportunity to pause and ask the most profound questions of existence. Who am I? What is my purpose? How can I better serve the world? These questions, deep and personal, fuel their journey towards self-understanding and fulfillment. They know that every moment of solitude, no matter how seemingly small or ordinary, is filled with the potential for growth. It is in these quiet spaces that they uncover valuable lessons, lessons that others may overlook. For the chosen, solitude is not just a break from the world. It is a sacred space where wisdom is born. They understand that when time is well spent, it is never wasted. The simple moments become rich with meaning, guiding them toward a life of purpose and intentionality. It is in these moments of quiet reflection that they learn to create a true home within themselves. This emotional independence is not born out of isolation or coldness. Rather, it arises from the realization that the deepest source of love, acceptance, and peace resides within their own hearts. They do not search for these things in others or in external circumstances, because they know that they already possess them. This inner wellspring of love allows them to move through the world with a lightness, a joy that transcends circumstances, and an ability to radiate positivity no matter what life throws their way. So, my friends, the chosen ones have mastered the art of transforming solitude into a powerful force. While others may shy away from the stillness, The chosen turn it into a source of strength, clarity, and even joy. They know how to find connection within themselves, how to emerge from isolation even more whole and more centered. And what about you? Have you ever considered what solitude could teach you if you allowed it to become your ally? Imagine how much peace and clarity you could find if you too embraced the quiet moments, the moments when you can truly connect with your soul. The lessons are waiting if you are willing to listen.